Single dad fixes neighbor's fences. Actually a billionaire in hiding. After divorce, Josh Miller didn't have much, but he had pride. A widowed single dad of 7-year-old Lily, he worked 2 jobs to keep food on the table and his daughters. Laughter echoing through their tiny home. One Saturday morning, while trimming the yard, he noticed the fence between his yard and the newly purchased house next door was leaning like it had survived a storm and, barely, out of habit and a bit of decency, Josh grabbed his toolbox. "Can't let this fall on someone," he muttered. The new neighbor was quiet, kept to herself. All he knew was that her name was Claire, and she'd moved in a month ago. Nobody in the neighborhood had seen much of her. Some thought she was shy. Others thought she was in trouble. Josh didn't care about rumors. A broken fence was a broken fence. Claire Worthington had gone by many names over the past few months. After a messy and very public divorce from tech billionaire Elliot Marston, she wanted nothing more than to disappear, and she had. She left the city, changed her last name, and moved to the sleepy little town of Rosefield, where no one Googled you or asked questions at the farmer's market. She watched through the window as Josh worked on her fence with worn hands and quiet patience. No expectations, no knock at the door, no invoice, just kindness. Claire hadn't experienced that in a long time. Later that evening, Claire appeared at Josh's door with a pot of homemade chicken soup and a nervous smile. "I noticed you fixed the fence." "Thank you," she said softly. Josh wiped his hands on a rag. "Didn't want it falling on your dog. Or you." "I don't have a dog. You might one day." That made her laugh, a genuine, caught-off-guard kind of laugh. He invited her in. Lily was drawing at the kitchen table and immediately took to Claire. "I like your hair," Lily said. Claire blinked. "Thank you. I just cut it. It looks like the princess from that movie." Claire smiled warmly. "Well, that's quite the compliment." And just like that, dinner happened. Soup stories, and a quiet comfort between 2 people who didn't realize how lonely they'd been. Over the next few weeks, Josh and Claire became closer. She helped Lily with art projects. He replaced her porch light. She brought muffins. He fixed her garage door. But one morning, everything changed. Josh opened his mailbox and spotted a glossy magazine someone had stuffed inside. People Weekly. There on the cover. "Where is Claire Worthington now? Billionaire's ex vanishes from spotlight." His heart sank. He stared at the photo. Same eyes, same smile. She hadn't told him. When she stopped by that evening, Josh couldn't hide it. "You're her, aren't you?" Claire's face fell. "I wanted to tell you. I just needed to be someone else for a while." "Someone else," he said. "Claire, I trusted you." "Lily, I know, and I'm sorry. I was scared that if people knew who I was, they'd only see the money or the drama." Josh sighed, leaning against the doorframe. "I never cared about that. I liked you. The woman who brought soup, the one who helped my daughter paint butterflies." Claire didn't run, not this time. She came back the next day, not as Claire Worthington, billionaire's ex, but as Claire, the woman who'd finally found peace in a small town. She brought Lily a set of art markers and looked Josh in the eye. "I've been in hiding so long, I forgot how to live. But you, you reminded me." Josh smiled faintly. "We all have something broken. Yours just wasn't a fence." She stepped closer. "What if I'm done hiding?" He reached out and took her hand. "Then we start with a new fence. Together." A year later, the old fence was replaced with a white picket one they painted as a family. Claire started a local art program under a fake foundation name until she eventually revealed the truth and shocked the town. But no one cared about the money. They only cared that she brought life back to Rosefield. And Josh, he never needed a billionaire, but he found something richer: love, trust, and a partner who saw him not as a handyman, but as a hero. Absolutely. Here's a longer continuation of the story, deepening the bond between Claire, Josh, and Lily, and adding some twists, emotion, and warmth. That winter, Rosefield was hit by one of its rare snowstorms. Power lines flickered, and the roads iced over. Most neighbors stayed inside, but Josh was out early, salting the walkway from his house to Claire's. Old habits, he always looked out for others, even if his heart still had a few walls up. Claire opened the door, bundled in a hoodie and scarf, a steaming mug in hand. "You don't have to do that." Josh gave her a half smile. "I know, but I want to." They stood in the falling snow, quiet for a moment. "I used to dream about disappearing," she said softly. "When the divorce got ugly, paparazzi parked outside my house for weeks. I'd sneak food deliveries through the back gate, but none of that scared me as much as the silence afterward. Everyone wanted something, but no one asked if I was okay." Josh looked at her, brushing snow off his gloves. "Are you okay?" Claire didn't answer right away. Instead, she stepped closer. "With you and Lily around, I think I'm finally getting there." One Tuesday afternoon, as Josh picked up Lily from school, a sleek black SUV pulled up in front of Claire's house. A man in an expensive coat stepped out, sunglasses hiding a sharp, familiar face. It was Elliot Marston, her ex-husband. Josh watched from across the street, protective instincts kicking in. Inside, Claire froze when she saw Elliot. "What do you want?" she asked, voice tight. "To talk. I just want to talk." She didn't trust him, and for good reason. In their marriage, he'd been more loyal to his boardroom than his wife. When Claire walked away from his empire, she gave up billions but gained something she hadn't had in years: peace. Josh didn't like the visit. Later that evening, she explained, "He wants me to come back. Not to him, but to the media circus. He says investors are nervous and need to see that everything's stable." "And you?" Josh asked. "What do you want?" Claire met his eyes. "I want to paint, bake muffins, pick up Lily from school, and come home to someone who doesn't care about headlines." Josh nodded. "Then you've got your answer." Spring came, and with it, the town's annual charity auction. Everyone contributed something: paintings, handmade quilts, baked goods. Josh built a handcrafted bench using reclaimed wood from the old fence. Claire, anonymously, donated a framed art piece, one of her rare, original abstracts from before she vanished from the art world. The painting went up for auction and drew a bidding war. The whole town stared, wondering who had created such beauty. When the auctioneer revealed the artist was Claire Worthington, there was a beat of silence, then applause. Rosefield didn't care about her past. They cared that she was one of them now. One quiet summer evening, Josh and Claire sat on the back porch, watching Lily chase fireflies in the yard. "I used to think love had to be complicated," Claire said. "Big gestures, fancy dinners, diamond rings." Josh chuckled. "And now I think love looks a lot like a single dad fixing a broken fence." Josh turned to her, reaching into his flannel pocket. No box, no big speech. Just a simple silver ring, shaped like a branch, delicate, thoughtful, imperfect, and real. "I don't have much, Claire, but I do have Lily, and I have this life, and it's yours, if you want it." Tears welled in her eyes. "Yes," she whispered. "Yes, 1,000 times." Josh and Claire married in the backyard under the same tree where Lily first painted butterflies. Claire never returned to her old world. Instead, she built something new: an art center for kids, a scholarship for single parents, and a life rooted in small-town love. And the fence Josh once fixed, still standing strong, just like them.